Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving.
Hello and welcome to another nap time mama chat. So I am taking this nap time opportunity to kind of just do a little chat video, give some updates, what's been going on, what's going to happen, kind of stuff like that. And also because we're going to make your own pumpkin spice syrup. So I already have a recipe. I just literally just Googled it, and I have all the ingredients. So while I do that, let's just chat. All right, so I've already measured out my water, so that's done. I need to have the recipe. So anyway, yeah, so what's been going on? So if you are not caught up on, a lot of our recent vlogs, we've been doing quite a bit of traveling the past month, but we are back in Vegas. We've been back for definitely over a week, maybe almost 2 weeks. I don't know. I'm like literally just like, I'm still trying to get adjusted, but we're getting there. We are slowly kind of getting back into our routine, figuring out everything we need to do, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so what has been going on and is we are, let's see, sorry, I'm just measuring out sugar. I don't have quite enough, so I have to mix sugars, so that's fun. All right, so yeah, what's been going on? So while I combine the water and sugar into this pot, so yes, so we've been traveling, but we're back home now, so that's nice. But we actually have some upcoming travel, so that's super exciting. So I'm just going to warm up this pot of sugar water, and I'll be right back. Okay, so clearly I should read the directions before I try to do anything. I actually need to keep everything on the stove. So we've moved the setup, we're by the stove. We're gonna continue while I do this. Anyway, so just turn this on to medium heat. There we go. Let that kind of get together and dissolve. Anyway, so yes, so upcoming travel. So we are actually, I don't know if I ever mentioned this in any of the recent videos. I don't think I did, but if I did, sorry. But we are going to Hawaii. Yeah, we're going to Hawaii in October. We are kind of doing it as like our vacation this year, because even though we've gone to some places like weekend trips, and like we've gone to New York, obviously we haven't taken a vacation. So that is what we're doing. We're kind of doing our like family vacation slash celebrating Bernard's and my 5th wedding anniversary. So that's super exciting. So we're gonna do that. What's really, really exciting though is we are going to stay at Alani for one part of the trip, and then we're going to move to another hotel for the second part. But I'm so excited because I've been wanting to go there for years, and I think it's going to be so magical, and I'm really excited. So there'll be definitely tons of not tons, there'll be like prep videos, like pack with me's, but then there'll be vlogs from the entire time we're there. So we'll be there for 6 days, yeah, like just about a week. And it's a little bit short for Hawaii, but we're not going to go island hopping or anything. We're just staying on the main island. So I'm not like terribly concerned about not having enough time to do everything. But yeah, so that's gonna be really, really fun. So that's that coming travel. Then we have another trip to New York in November. So that's what's happening, October, November. And then December, my parents are coming around Christmas to New Year. So like they'll come at the end of the year into the new year. And the plan now, hopefully nothing kind of gets into the way of this, but the plan is to spend my 35th birthday at Disneyland. So that's super, super exciting. So that's kind of like all of the fun, like end of the year into the new year stuff that we have planned. And that's, yeah, it's all really exciting and hopefully works. But you know, we have to be flexible. So anyway, and speaking of like end of the year, like December, I am going to be doing Vlogmas again this year. It was surprisingly actually really fun the first time I did it, so hopefully it'll still be fun. It's definitely a little bit stressful because, you know, it's like putting up a video every day, making sure you have enough content, so hopefully I will be able to keep up with it. But yes, the plan is to do Vlogmas again, so definitely, you know, stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's kind of like the general updates that we have going on. What else has been going on? Oh yes, Ailey turned 2. So if you haven't seen those, I have 2 birthday videos, like the actual day that she turned 2, and then her birthday party, like kind of prep and like the actual outcome of what we did. Hold on, let me not mess this up here. So let's do low heat. Okay, low heat. We're adding our pumpkin, our milk, and the spice and the salt. Okay, so we're adding everything. So let me just get this going before I continue talking, because I really don't want to mess this up, because that would suck. The condensed milk, 2/3 are needed, so that's something just dripped. Good Lord. I'm okay. It's fine. It's fine. We're okay. 1/3 and 2/3, I think. Honestly it's like to taste, right? So that's fine. We're okay with that. But the salt we will measure. Salt is just 1/4 teaspoon. That's perfect. Okay. Let's just stir this all together. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so yes, Ailey has turned 2, which is crazy. Like I can't believe it. And I'm sure I said it, but honestly, I heard of this happening and I didn't know, you know, if we would be one of those people to share this story, but honestly, she turned 2 and she's like grown immensely. Like it's crazy. Like she's so much more vocal, and if you don't know, she really isn't talking, but she has started repeating things more and actually trying to say things. Like I'm still kind of struggling to figure out some of the words she's saying, but like yesterday she said, no, 2 days ago she was like clearly saying like bye and waving. She's never done that before. And then I think yesterday she was saying shoes, because like she was trying on shoes, and then when we left, we were actually at Nordstrom Rack last night after dinner, and when we were leaving there was like a sign where you could like make a donation to get kids shoes, and I was like reading the sign, and then as we're leaving she's like shoes, shoes, shoes. It was like crazy. So it makes me feel a lot better. And you know, not to say that I again, I've said this before, like I haven't been super worried, but you know, it still weighs on your mind when, you know, you're worried about your kid's development and everything. You just want to make sure everything's okay. And that's just like, it makes me feel so much better. And we even, you know, we went to her 2-year appointment last week, and she, you know, she did great. She's growing. And the doctor did not seem concerned about her development. So, you know, I was really grateful. And, you know, this is actually a new doctor that we saw. It's the same practice, but a new doctor. And he was very supportive of everything. Like, you know, the fact that we're still breastfeeding, and the fact that, you know, like we're still co-sleeping and everything. You know, he was very much like, as long as it works, because he doesn't see any issues. So very grateful for that, you know, to be able to have found a good pediatrician that, you know, respects your decisions and doesn't force things on you, like sleep training or whatever. So that was really good. But yeah, so like that's been super exciting to just kind of see that happen and just really just like exploding. So I'm like very curious to see like what she kind of shows us next, because I think, you know, it's it's just all so fascinating to see someone learning for the first time, like everything new, and just showcasing that and being proud of yourself for that. But anyway, so yeah, so that's Ailey. I guess, and I did, okay, so I'm filming this a little bit out of order because I filmed another day in the life vlog, but that video's, like, I filmed it already, but that's gonna go out after this video. So I did already kind of touch on this, but I'm just gonna touch on it again, that we are going to start kind of having her relearn how to self-feed. So yeah, she really, you know, it's my fault, honestly, because I kind of let that habit of, you know, feeding her keep going. And because it's gotten to the point where it's like, luckily she'll still eat like her snacks and like her ice cream and sometimes like the yogurt pouch and her drinks on her own, so she hasn't completely lost it. But it's, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a struggle because she never wants to feed herself, and I just like, it's hard. Like, the easy part is that there's very little cleanup. That's the easy part, is that, you know, we haven't had to deal with like huge messes for a long time and stuff like that. But, you know, the downside is that she won't eat by herself, and, you know, she constantly needs someone to feed her, and which is fine some of the times. I don't mind it all the time. It's just, yeah, it can't be a forever thing. So we're gonna move this off the heat. So we're gonna go back to our original setup. So please hold. This is what it looks like right now. I might have gone a little overboard on the pumpkin spice, but that's okay. So we're gonna let that cool. Okay, so so while that cools, I just kind of did a quick little cleanup job, so I didn't have to like just leave everything out. But what was I saying? Oh yes, so Ailey's self-eating. Yeah, so basically, and what I shared in that vlog, which if you didn't see, it was just like I got a few things to kind of help like make eating more fun again. So I'm gonna, hopefully that works. I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to document. I might make a full video on it. We'll see. I'll probably definitely like capture a few clips and maybe just talk about it and kind of give like progress updates. So we'll see. But yeah, really need to kind of work on that with her, because she is capable. It's just she's gotten to the point where it's like, obviously it's like easier if, you know, you don't have to do anything. And then what ties in with that is the fact that she always has her iPad when she eats, which honestly I don't mind, because I don't, like, I'm not a hater on the screen time at all. It's just I think that also creates her to be, you know, quote unquote lazier with feeding herself because she wants to touch the iPad. So we're gonna work on moving the iPad away, except for when we go out to eat, and kind of putting something up for her on the TV instead, so she can like still watch and look at something, but she doesn't necessarily need to like use her hands to touch things, so she can actually focus on feeding herself. And then eventually I guess we can, you know, I'm considering kind of taking away the screen time when we eat, but we'll see, because like it doesn't make sense in our family. We just kind of like to have the noise and like, you know, have things to watch while we eat sometimes. So anyway, to each their own, right? But yeah, so that's something that we're going to be working on, and just kind of some more like things with Ailey is, you know, we still need to figure out, you know, what our timeline is looking like for weaning, what the timeline is looking like for moving her into her room, you know, getting her out of our bedroom. So there's like a lot of things. The ultimate goal is to kind of go into the new year and having accomplished all these things, but we'll see. You know, it's, you know, I don't want to push her, but, you know, we also kind of need to make some changes, because while it's working for us, it is, you know, sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, we'll get there. We'll get to the point where, you know, we're continuing on and just kind of pushing a little without forcing. So definitely gonna do that. Anyway, so that's kind of like the Ailey updates. What's been going on with me personally? Well, there have been a few things that have been going on, which I don't necessarily like need to make a big deal about it, but and I haven't like, you know, shared this I haven't shared this with a ton of people, honestly, just family and a couple of close friends. I, recently suffered a miscarriage, and it is my second miscarriage. I had a miscarriage before Ailey, so Ailey's our little rainbow babe, and it was disappointing, but I think also I trust that it's not something that's within our control, obviously, and I trust that it just wasn't the right time. It just wasn't, this wasn't the right path, right time, right anything. And, so in a sense, I'm also kind of grateful because, all the things that I just talked about with Ailey, I think we would have been forced to do a lot of things, and pushing her and pushing us to do things that maybe we weren't ready for, or, so, in a sense, I am grateful that, it's, more or less that God was like, hey, not right now. But, it's disappointing, and it's heartbreaking, but this time, oddly enough, I think it's because I have Ailey already, it was not as devastating. And that might be, weird for me to say, but it's honestly how I felt. And the fact that I know that we can still get pregnant, that's the biggest thing, that's the good thing. And the fact that we don't have any issues in that area, that makes me very grateful also. So, we'll see where it takes us. We don't have any, hardcore plans or timelines or deadlines. We'll just kind of see how it goes, because, I'm still in the recovery process. It did happen naturally. I found out about it before, but it actually happened naturally. So my body was a little bit delayed. But yeah, that's kind of the downside of all of this. But the plus side is, one, besides everything that I said, it kind of gives me a chance to get healthy again, because I'm not gonna lie, especially with I kind of let my exercising and all that stuff kind of fall to the wayside even before all of this. So I'm taking this opportunity to kind of really just refocus, not anything hardcore, but really just getting back on the Peloton, and doing more exercises, trying to eat a little bit better when we're at home, and even when we're out. But honestly, when we're out, I want to eat. So just kind of making better choices. So kind of focus on that. I would like to lose a little bit of weight. I definitely gained weight while I got pregnant, because the nausea would not go away unless I was eating something. But I'm kind of, going back to stabilizing, and then kind of focus on losing a little bit of weight, again, just to be healthy, to be, to make better choices, and kind of also feel better about myself. So that's the idea. And kind of just, yeah, I don't want, this to kind of be a down video, because it's not. It's, it's just what's been going on, and I like to be honest, or as honest as I can be, as long as I'm okay with sharing it, and my family, it doesn't affect anything. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of been going on. So yeah, really just looking forward to the rest of the year and all the exciting things we have coming up, and kind of just refocusing on being healthy, enjoying Ailey, and kind of helping her gain some more independence, and kind of just putting our focus on that. And whatever happens will happen, and I'm okay with that. Bernard's okay with that. We're okay with that. And we, if it's just Ailey, if it ends up just being Ailey, we are okay with that. But if it ends up, if the decision is that, you know, we're gonna have another kid, then, you know, we'll obviously be happy with that too. So yeah. Sorry, that was like a lot, and I feel like I just kind of like word vomited towards the end, but anyway, so what I am going to do to kind of wrap up this video is I am going to make myself a little pumpkin spice latte. And it is almost 12, it's like past 11:30, so I'm definitely going to make a decaf latte, but I am going to make it hot, just because that's just what I'm gonna do. So anyway, so enjoy the little ending pumpkin spice making montage, and thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?